Well, boys and girls, another day, another drop of C8 Corvette Z06 information coming to us today from our friends over at the mid-engine-corvette-forum.com. They, of course, got the information directly from GM, talking about the allocations as well as some constraints that are coming with those allocations. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, so as you heard there in the beginning, we are talking about the constraints that are coming for the next round of allocations from GM for the C8 Corvette Z06. For those of you out there who have been watching this and hoping that there wasn't going to be any constraints on this because at least one other channel talked about how there were no other constraints, I have some bad news for you. There are constraints. So if you are in fact waiting for this car and you were hoping that this allocation round was going to be good for you, it might not be if you're looking for any of the Z07 style parts. So if you have the desire for the high wing spoiler or the ground effects carbon fiber visible or carbon flash painted, I got some bad news for you. They are all on constraint. So there's at least one other YouTube channel that did report that none of this stuff was on constraint, but unfortunately that person was a little bit quick to the information. GM has updated that information, and sure enough, those items are all on constraint. So if you do have an allocation coming up for a Z06, you can get the Z06. You're just not going to be able to get the high wing spoiler or the ground effects being carbon fiber visible or the carbon flash painted either. So if that is something you wanted on your car, I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen this time around. So like I said, this was just updated by GM. Initially, it did not look like any of these items were going to be on constraint, but as of 3 o'clock today, it has been confirmed from GM over at the mid-engine-corvette-forum.com that they are, in fact, all on constraint. So if you're looking to get one of these cars with any of these items, like I said, you might want to pass. John over there at the mid-engine-corvette-forum.com, which is one of the owners of the actual forum, goes on to say that GM clarified midday today that in addition to the CFV/CFZ restriction, there is a complete and total restriction on the high wing and dive planes options. T0F, which is the carbon flash painted carbon fiber, and the T0G, which is the visible carbon fiber. Of course, we all know that means that no Z07s or Z06s with complete aero are able to be submitted. So if you are okay getting the Z06 without that stuff, you can still go ahead and place your order if your dealer did in fact get an allocation. But if not, then like I said, you are likely going to want to go ahead and pass on this because these are some really desirable options in my opinion. There's very few out there that don't want these that I've seen, but if you're like me and this is something that you have to have with the car, you may want to pass. But guys, that's pretty much going to be the video today. I just wanted to get this out real quick for all of you to see to make sure that all of you are in the know. So if you do have a magical allocation out there waiting for you for the Z06 that you're not holding on to it, hoping that you're going to be able to get any of these because all of these parts are on constraint, 100%. You are not going to be able to submit an order with this without it being kicked back at you from GM because they are on constraint. Regardless of what you're hearing anywhere else, this information is coming to us as of less than an hour ago. So I know it's not necessarily great for you guys to hear this, especially if you were waiting for these parts, but if you do appreciate what I'm doing here with the news updates, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so I can keep creating this kind of stuff for you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm going to have loads of content like this coming, and soon enough, my own C8 Corvette Z06 for you guys to see. So I would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any future uploads like this. It would greatly help out the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are about the constraint info down in the comment section below, guys. I would always like to engage in a conversation with you. I think we should be hearing a little bit more about the allocation info coming later this month, so stay tuned for that video. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.